I invite you to find stillness and come down to your mat. Maybe finding easy seat here, so keeping both of the ankles underneath the legs, or you can bring one ankle on top of one leg, or both ankles on top of both legs in full lotus. It's whatever is in your practice. So I just invite you to find your most comfortable seated position, making sure that the knees are comfortable, making sure that the hip bones are rooted down into the ground beneath you. Maybe removing a little bit of the clothing there or the padding there, to just make sure that you can feel the bones rooting down into the ground beneath you, trying to feel equal pressure between the right and the left hip bone. Good. Keeping the back straight, inhaling, deep breath in, expand the belly, expand the chest, and then exhale, feel the chest depress, feel the abdomen depress as the breath slowly comes all the way out. Inhale to a count of 4, and exhale to a count of 5. Good. Inhaling and exhaling here. Just starting our practice rooted to the ground. Feeling the breath enter and exit our body. This is the only thing that exists. Us and the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Putting away all the distractions of the world. Just an hour. I invite you to find a sankalpa for your practice. And that's just a resolution, a resolve. What do you want from your practice today? Or what can the practice give you? Is there a question? Or maybe you just are looking for strength or comfort. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. You can dedicate it to a person or a place. It's whatever you want it to be. Just feeling the breath, have the belly rise, have the belly collapse. And now I invite you to start your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath. On your inhale, you inhale through the nose, feeling the belly rise. On your exhale, you feel the breath come out the nose as well. Restricting the throat slightly in the back so that on the inhale, you can hear the breath. On the exhale, restricting the throat so you can hear the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Restricting the back of the throat as if we were trying to fog up a mirror in front of us. Or maybe just fog up our perceptions for just a little while. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the right arm down. Inhale, the left arm straight up to the sky. Exhale, bending over to the right. Really stretching out that left side body all the way from the left hip bone, all the way up through the left arm, through the left side body, all the way to the left fingertips. We're inhaling and exhaling, not having a pause between the breath. So we're inhaling and we lengthen through the spine. Exhale and we fold a little deeper. Good. On your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Exhale, drop that left arm down. Inhale the right arm straight up to the sky. Exhale, bending over to the left. Again, feeling that right sit bone root into the ground, root into the mat beneath you. Your right side body extends all the way up through the fingertips. Exhaling, we bend a little deeper. Inhaling, we lengthen through that spine, lengthening as long as we can. And then exhale, going a little deeper. Inhale, both arms back up overhead. Exhale, drop the arms in front. We'll inhale, come halfway up with a flat back, and then exhale, fold all the way down, finding our way all the way down to the mat, maybe dropping the chest down into the chin down into the chest, maybe pillowing the hands here to rest the forehead on, or maybe finding a block to rest the forehead on, if that is something. And we're just going to sit here for just a moment. So inhale, reach through the crown of the head one more time, pulling the spine as straight as you can, and then exhale, find that block or find your arms, just find something to rest your head on. Relax your shoulders here, relax the neck, just feeling that forward fold. On your inhale, feel the belly rise as much as it can, and then exhale, tighten the transverse abdominis muscles. So the muscles that are like a seat belt across the bottom of our abdominals. And then we'll inhale, release those muscles, feel them expand. Exhale, breathe out, tighten those muscles again. And they just help you, if you're tightening them, it'll help pull that top part of your body just a little bit closer in the hip area. Good. A few more breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, slowly walk the hands in, bring the head up, move the block out of the way if you had it there, and just slowly come over the knees, onto the hands, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, stacking the hips over the knees here. And we're just going to take some hip circles. So we're just inhaling, coming forward, up over the hands, exhaling, coming down one side or the other, bringing the glutes down towards the heels. Inhale, up the opposite side. The arms come just slightly over the wrist, so it's just a slight wrist stretch here as we're doing this. And then exhale, bring the glutes back to the heels. Inhale, rolling forward. We'll do this one more complete time. So if you want to stop anywhere, pause, and feel a stretch in the side body, feel free to do that now. Good. On your next inhale, as you come up, you're going to pause for just a second, and then exhale, come down the opposite way. Bring the glutes down to the heels. Inhaling, coming up the opposite way. Again, coming slightly over the wrists. So just a slight wrist stretch here. And then exhale, bring the glutes back to the heels once more. Inhale. Exhale. Following your own pace for inhale and exhale here. Good. We're going to come down one more time. And then on your next inhale, as you come up into table, we're going to pause. And just find one complete breath here in just table. Just feel your palms pressing into the ground. Feel the back rounding. Lower that lower back and stick the tailbone as straight back as you can. So we're not arching the back. We're trying to point that tailbone straight back behind us as we reach through the crown of the head. From here, we're going to raise that left leg up, straight back in line with the body. And then we'll bring the right arm out in front. Just finding a balance here, tightening across the abdominals. Good. Just finding some balance here, inhaling and exhaling. Good. One more inhale, then exhale, bring that right hand down, step that left foot outside of the right, looking over your shoulder, over your right shoulder back at your left foot. Feeling a nice stretch in the left side body here. We're trying to keep the hips level as well. So as we cross that leg over, we're trying not to curve the hip up or drop that hip down. We're keeping the hips level across the back as we look back over our shoulder. Inhale, raise that leg back up, bring it back in line, and then we'll inhale that right leg up this time. Find stability here. And again, inhale that left arm up, finding a balance. And we're tucking the chin just a little bit into the chest here so that we're reaching through the crown of the head up. So we're keeping our neck in line with our spine, and our spine is straight from the top of our spine all the way down to the tailbone, which is pointed back as straight as we can make it. Couple more breaths here. Tightening the abdominals across the lower abdominals, across the middle abdominals, and then we use that right glute to really lift that right leg as we press through the heel. So we're keeping that right leg straight. Good. Exhale, bring that left arm back down to the ground. Step that right leg outside of the left. Looking back over the left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen through that right side, and then exhale, maybe look back a little bit further. Keeping that right leg straight. Again, keeping the hips as level as we can here as we step that right leg to the outside of our left foot. Good. Inhale, bring that right leg back up in line with the body, lower it down. We'll step our hands, one hand print in front of where they are, curl the toes under. Inhale, lift up gently, and then exhale, pushing the hips up to the sky, finding our first downward facing dog. And we can walk the dog here, lifting one heel and the other. Good. Then inhale, both heels up to the sky. Exhale, bring both heels down. On your next inhale, looking forward, we'll step the feet very slowly up to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, fold once more. This time you can grab the hand to elbow here if that's comfortable. You can leave the hands down on the ground. Whatever works for you. Just relaxing the neck here, relaxing the crown of the head towards the ground. Finding comfort in this inversion. Good. Maybe shaking the head gently, yes. Maybe shaking the head gently, no. Inhale, come halfway up with a flat back once more. And we're just going to stay here for one full breath cycle. So just making sure that the tailbone is pointed straight back as the crown is pointed up the opposite way. We can bring the hands to the hips here. Just feeling the breath rise and fall. Good. Inhale one more time. And exhale, fold. We'll bend the knees deep here. Inhale, sweep the arms out and all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing here for an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. Pause here in high plank. So we're really pressing through the palms as we are in our plank position. You can always drop the knees if this is too much, but if you're dropping the knees, try to raise the feet up off the ground. So it's just a little bit more of an effort that way. For those of us still in regular plank, we're just holding. And we're trying to make our back as straight as possible here. So pressing through those heels, really using the glutes to just straighten out the legs with the back, and then pressing through those shoulders all the way down into the palms of the hands. We'll slowly come down here, knees, chest, chin, all the way to the ground. Inhale, come forward into cobra and hold, pressing the tops of the feet into the ground, trying not to use the hands to raise us up much. So we're just using the back muscles to raise us up as high as we can. A few more breaths here. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the head down, find one cheek or the other. Bend the knees, windshield wiper the legs from side to side, releasing that back. Good. Bring the legs back in line. We'll lower the legs down. Bring the hands straight out in front. Bring the legs together and the heels and the toes if you can. And we're going to inhale, bring the arms up and bring the legs up. So we're in our flying superhuman here. And the palms should be facing each other, not as a Superman, but keeping the hands pointed towards each other keeps the plane of the shoulders right. And so we don't hurt the shoulders, which is something we're trying to avoid. Good. Exhale, slowly come down. Bring the hands down by the chest. Bend the knees. Find that opposite cheek. And then windshield wiper the feet from side to side here. Good. Bringing the chin to the center, lowering the feet down. We'll bring the hands down by the side, palms face up. Bring the heels and toes together once more. And now we'll inhale, come up to locust. Staying with our breath here. Inhaling and exhaling, raising those thighs as much as we can off the ground. So we're balancing just on the hips, the abdomen, and the lower ribs here. Good. A few more breaths. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, come down. Bring the hands up by the chest. We'll curl the toes under. Inhale, push up. Exhale, push back, finding downward facing dog. And just take 3 full cycles of breath here. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly look forward, step the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Pause. Taking a full inhale and exhale here. Good. On your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, we're going to plant our hands. Right leg goes back. We'll find ourselves in high runner's lunge here. Holding, making sure that that front knee is stacked over the front ankle. Making sure that back leg is straight, pressing through the heel. And then we can slowly rise up and bring the hands back behind us as if we were holding a big beach ball back behind us. So we're just balancing over that front knee. Finding a little bit of effort here. And we're really pressing through that right leg. So we're balancing on that right leg as well as the left here. We're not trying to keep all of our pressure forward. We're trying to push backwards through that front leg. So we're pushing the left hip back and then we're pushing the right hip forward. So that's how we balance out our hips here. We're pushing forward with one and we're pushing back with the other. Good. Exhale, bring both hands down. We'll drop that back knee, the right knee, uncurl the toes. Inhale, arms come up. Making sure that that front knee is still stacked over the ankle. Good. Just taking deep breaths here, feeling the stretch all the way from the right knee, all the way up to the iliopsoas, through the hip flexor muscles, all the way up the right side, all the way up to the fingertips of the right hand. Good. Inhale, both arms really high up, as high as you can. Then exhale, bring the hands down in front of the chest. We'll inhale the arms both outside that front left knee, hook the right elbow. Exhale, bring the hands in towards the chest. Trying to stack that left shoulder over the right, reaching through the crown of the head, tucking that chin in towards the chest, and then we're rotating the body open. Right. Good. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Slowly move forward so that the left knee is going to be over the toes here. And that way we're just stretching out that iliopsoas, the hip flexor, just a little bit more here. Inhale, walk the hands back. And then we can either stay up on our one knee here and bend over that front left leg, or we can come down onto our heel. Inhale, reach through the top of the head. Exhale, fold. We're just making sure that we're trying to keep that lower back as flat as we can there. Keeping that front foot active really helps in protecting this knee. So we're using that quad muscle. So we should feel the top part of our leg, our left leg, really activate as we're stretching this way. That way we're stretching the back hamstring. Good. Inhale, walking forward, bending into that left knee one more time. Curl the back toes under, step the left foot back to meet right. Then you can come down knees, chest, chin, or you can start chaturanga. So bringing the chest almost all the way down to the ground, uncurling the toes. Inhale, pressing up to upward facing dog. And then exhale, pushing the hips back and finding downward facing dog. And 3 full cycles of breath here. Good. Inhale, looking forward. You can step or hop the feet up to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center and pause. We'll inhale, reach the arms up, sit the hips back, finding chair pose. Utkatasana. And the tailbone is pointed straight down here. Back is as straight as we can make it. We can see all of our 10 toes, maybe lifting the toes up for a little more challenge, and then bringing the hands up over the shoulders. So it doesn't matter if you're here or if you're here. I don't like to see people lean too far forward. It puts a lot of stress on your lower back. And so even if you can only come down just a little bit, I'd like to see the top part of your body all in alignment as we slowly come down. And then you look down and you check your toes and just make sure that your knees aren't going out over your toes. And eventually you can sit down further and further into this pose. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, up with a half back. And exhale, fold. You can step your left foot back this time. We'll drop that left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Curl the back toes under, coming up. We'll come back and find that balance over the right knee. So bring both hands back. Just moving through a little flow here. Making sure that, again, we're not balanced over one leg or the other. We're pushing forward with the left leg and we're pushing back with the right leg here as we're balancing over the center part of the body as much as we can. And then stretching our hands back, palms are facing each other as if we're holding a big beach ball. Good, exhale, bring both hands down, drop that back left knee, uncurl the toes, inhale, rise up, making sure that that right knee is stacked over the left here. And we're just finding that nice stretch all the way from the left knee, all the way up through the iliopsoas, through the hip flexor muscles, all the way up to the left fingertips. Good. Taking deep, full breaths here, concentrating on how it feels to hold this pose. Good. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands down in front of the chest. We'll inhale, bring the hands outside of that front right knee this time, hooking the left elbow, and then we'll exhale, bring both hands in towards the chest. Making sure that that chin is just a little bit tucked into the chest here. So we're keeping the back straight, keeping the spine straight, and then we're just stacking that right shoulder over the left. We're spinning open to the right. And again, we don't want to neglect our hips here. Our hips, we want our hips to still be parallel to the front of our mat. So we don't want one hip to be in front of the other or behind the other as we're trying to get in. Even if we're only here, I would much rather see somebody have their hands straight out without the elbows locked, and then just slowly twisting over with a straighter back. But you want to expand towards the right direction, in both sense of the words. Good. Inhaling, both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down. And again, just finding a little bit of forward bend here so you can bring the knee over the toes, only because we're supporting the upper body right now. But we just want to stretch that back quad just a little bit more. So pressing the left toes, the tops of the left toes into the ground here just really helps. And then squeezing that left glute will help to stretch the front quads. Good. On your next inhale, stacking that right knee, and then exhale, slowly walking the hands back. We can stay up on that back knee, that left knee, or we can come down onto the heel. Inhale, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. And again, we're keeping that front foot active. So we're protecting the knee. We're making sure that we're not over torquing this knee because we're keeping this front thigh hard. We're keeping the quads engaged here. Good, a few more breaths. Inhaling slowly, walking back forward, pressing both hands into the mat. We'll raise that back leg up, step the right leg back to meet the left, and we'll come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhaling, looking forward, stepping, or you can start hopping the feet up to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll go through that just 3 more times. So we're just warming the body up even more now. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or hop the feet back. Move through your vinyasa here. Inhaling to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhaling, looking forward, stepping or hopping the feet up to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Hands down to heart center. We pause here. One full inhale, one full exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or hop the feet back. Move through your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Looking forward, inhale, jump or step the feet forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Pausing here. Inhale, reaching and rising. Exhale, folding all the way down. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right leg back, dropping that back heel at a 45-degree angle. So we're setting ourselves up for warrior one here. And then we just want to come up halfway and just check in with the hips here and make sure that the hips are in line. Then bend into that front knee and then sweep the hands up. And that way, we're just making sure that we have the back leg engaged. Our right hip is we're rolling that right hip forward as we're pulling that left hip back. So we're pushing through the back edge of our right foot, and then we're pulling back with that left foot. So it's actually a push in the front foot, but we're pulling the leg back into the joint. Inhaling both arms overhead here, and just focus on remaining here in warrior one as stable as you can. Arms up overhead, fully engaged both legs, back is straight. Trying not to curve the back down. So we want to have extension in that lower back. So we're using the glutes and the front part of the quad here in order to push this right hip forward. That way we can extend that lower back. Inhale, arms overhead. Good. Inhale, straighten that front leg out. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the left thigh. Bring the right hand all the way down to the ground. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, fold over that front leg. Taking full deep breaths here, releasing the crown of the head down. Relaxing the neck, relaxing the collarbone, the muscles around the shoulders. Just relaxing all the muscles of the upper part of the torso here. Good. We're going to bend into that left knee one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back behind us. We can either interlace the fingers here, or we can grab hand to elbow, whatever is comfortable for you. Inhale, reach down towards the ground. So spreading across the collarbones, across the shoulders here. And then exhale, we can either come down over top of that left leg and making sure that the torso is in line with that leg as much as we can. Or if it's in our practice, we can find our way down into humble warrior. Making sure that we have slight bends in the elbows here as we reach the hands up to the sky. Crown of the head rests towards the ground, releasing the muscles of the neck. Couple more breaths here. Good. On your next inhale, slowly rising back up. We exhale, push the arms down towards the ground one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bring hands both down to the mat. Step that left leg back to meet the right. And then exhale, move through your vinyasa, so knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Looking forward, we'll inhale, step or hop the feet up to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center and pause. Good. Inhaling, reaching and rising all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left leg back, dropping that back heel. We're going to come halfway up. Again, just checking with the hips, making sure they're parallel towards the front of the mat here. So we're pushing through that back edge of the back left foot, and we're pushing forward, but we're pulling back into the socket on the right hip. Bending into that knee. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And again, just take the time to readjust here. It's not about moving through these fast. It's about finding the proper alignment so that our body is forced to use muscles that it usually does not do, which can be hard because our body constantly wants to use the muscles that it's used to using. So we have to train it out of that. And it just takes a little bit of time. Everyone can get there. Taking deep, full breaths here. Good. Just finding the breaths within this pose, maybe bending a little bit deeper into that front leg, maybe shifting that hip a little bit forward, pulling that right hip a little bit further back, making sure that back is straight, that lower back is straight. So we're relaxing the top part of that glute. We're using the thigh and the quad to push ourselves forward. And then we use the side glute here to wrap our hip around as we're using the front thigh to balance and then pull our hip back into the right joint. Good. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the right thigh. Left hand comes all the way down to the ground. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant both hands and fold over that front leg. Finding a nice hamstring stretch here. Taking full deep breaths. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Don't look past this position right here. Just exist right here, right now. The past is already gone and the future's not here yet. So all we have is the now. Good. Bending into that front knee. Inhale, sweep the arms out and all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands back behind you, interlacing the fingers, maybe flipping the cross, or grabbing hand to elbow here. Inhale, reaching the fists down towards the ground, or reaching the shoulders down to the ground, really. So opening up across the collarbones, across the chest. And then exhale, folding forward, either over that right knee, so making sure that the torso is balanced over that right knee, or if humble warriors in your practice, just coming off to the side just a little bit. And then letting the head towards the center of the earth. There's no effort here except in the legs. We're just holding ourselves up. Good. Again, keeping a slight bend in the elbows here as we reach this towards the sky. Just protecting the joints. A few more breaths. Good. On your next inhale, slowly rising back up. We'll exhale. Again, pull the shoulder blades down towards the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat. Step that right leg back to meet left. Coming down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. And pause here. We're going to take 5 full breaths. So pressing through the palms of the hands, straightening that lower back out. And it's not about reaching our heels down towards the ground. It's all about pressing through the hands and straightening that back. And eventually our heels just reach the ground. I know it sounds like it will never happen sometimes, but trust me, I was there. We were all there. Everyone is there. There's so much further yet to go. So Inhaling, looking forward, stepping the feet up to the hands. That's why it's important that we keep a regular practice. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Pause. Reflecting on the practice so far. We'll move into a short balancing sequence here. Maybe closing the eyes. We're just resetting ourselves from one practice to another, from a vinyasa flow to a standing sequence of balance. One requires a lot of power in the lower limbs, and the other requires power as well, but a lot of perception of ourselves and the space around us. So when we come into a balancing pose, I feel that it's good to always build from the ground up, even though it's generally a good thing. So as we start into our first side of tree, I invite everyone to start just in kickstand here. So just keeping your toes on the ground and then having your heel just up on the other side of the other heel. So just bring your right leg up in line, and we're just gonna open that hip up. So we're gonna reach down and we're just gonna gently open the right hip up just a little bit more as we're in that kickstand position. Because really these are also hip openers, a lot of the standing poses. So it's important to not look past those things. And now slowly walk that foot up the calf. And so again, we're just pushing the foot into the calf as low as we can while still keeping a balance here. And then we're reaching down, we're pushing open that hip just gently, making sure that our hips are parallel towards the front of our mat. Good. And we're really using the back part of the glute to pull this right hip open. So sometimes you can get a cramp back here in your right glute. And if that happens, just release it for a second, maybe come out of it, and then come right back in, because the cramp will go away the more you exercise this muscle. It's probably just from underuse or almost never use. And so we just have to make sure that we actively use these muscles every day, and they will get strong. Maybe walking that sole of the foot up the leg a little bit more, if that's in your practice. Finding a fuller expression of our tree. Bring both hands to the heart. No matter where you are with your leg at this point in time, just bringing both hands to the heart. And then inhaling slowly up. And just finding whatever expression was right for us today. So wherever your right leg is on your left leg, it does not matter. We're just finding balance here, no matter where that is. Good. One more inhale, bring the knee into the chest, and then exhale, bring that right leg down. Maybe shake the left leg out, and we'll move on to the opposite side. And again, we're just gonna do that building process. So we're just starting from the ground up here, and we're just building our balance. We're expressing each muscle as it needs to be expressed as we come up. So again, finding that kickstand first. Our left heel is just slightly above the right ankle, planning down through the sole of that right foot, and then planning down through just the toe mound of the left foot. You can bring the hands to the hip bones here if that helps. And what we also want to do during our tree poses is we want to tighten our abdominals. So our abdominals are a big part for a lot of things that we do for all movement, but for balance especially, we want to keep our abdominals tight. So squeezing the abdominals and then slowly bring that left foot just up to the calf, if that's in your practice. And again, we're reaching down with that left hand this time, and we're just gently opening up that left hip. So we're trying to keep the hips square toward the front, and then we're just pushing the left knee back. We're using the left glute gently to just open up the hip muscle. Good. Maybe moving that foot a little bit higher up on the right leg, just making sure that we never have the foot on the knee. We never want to put pressure on a joint against the rotation alignment. So especially not pushing against the inside of a knee. Good. And again, just finding whatever expression is yours today. So wherever that foot may have stopped on your leg, that's fine. We just want to maintain balance here. We want to feel that hip opening as we maintain balance, and then bring the hands to the center of the heart. We can inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And exhale, bring the hands down in front of the chest. Inhale that knee up in front, and then exhale, slowly bring the left foot down. Shake that right foot out. Good. Now we'll slowly come down onto the mat. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or hop the feet back. We'll move through a vinyasa here. So knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. We'll bring our thumbs together to touch here. And we can step or hop our feet to the outside of our hands, finding malasana, yogi squat. And then we can either have our hands pressed in front of our heart, or we can bring our hands out to the side, whatever works for you. Sometimes it's easier to keep the back straight if our arms are out to the side rather than if we're pressing our hands together, because we have a tendency to round the top of our spine this way. And so keeping the arms out, keeping the head up, keeping the tailbone down. And so we're just balancing the hands, the arms on the knees here. No pressure on them. We're actually pulling our shoulders back. So we're trying to pull our shoulder blades together here. And then we'll just do a few movements up and down. So inhale, bring the arms and legs up, straight, straight, straight back. And then exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart and slowly bring yourself all the way back down with a straight back. Inhale, reach and rise with a straight back. Exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart, coming down with a straight back. One more time. Inhale with a straight back, slowly coming up. And then exhale, coming down with a straight back. Good. Planting that right hand down, we'll inhale the left arm up to the sky as we press into the right inner thigh with the right tricep. Finding a nice twist here. Good. Exhale, bring that left arm down. Inhale the right arm up. Again, we're trying to keep the back as straight as we possibly can. Keeping the chin tucked helps to do that. So as we plant the left hand, press into the inside of the thigh with the tricep. We're tucking the chin and then reaching through the crown of the head as we twist open to our right. Exhale, bring that right hand back down. We'll look behind us, bring the hands back behind us, slowly come down onto the mat, stretching the legs out long in front of us, making sure there's enough room for us behind us when we come down to the mat. And from here, we're going to inhale our arms both up overhead, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up with a flat back. Exhale, fold once more. Letting the hands fall wherever they may here. Good. Inhale, walking the hands up the legs. We'll bring the right leg in towards the chest. Wrap the right hand around the left arm around the right knee. Inhale, the right arm straight back, plant it behind us. Inhale, reach through the crown of the head, tucking the chin. Exhale, twist. Keeping that left foot active here. You can bring that left arm to the outside of the right knee if that's in your practice. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. We're just making sure that we're keeping the back straight here. Inhale, coming back forward, extending that right leg back out long. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over both legs. Good. Inhale, walking both hands up the legs. We'll bring the left leg in towards the body, wrap the right hand or the right arm around the left knee. Inhale, the left arm straight back, plant it behind us. Inhale, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist. Again, we're keeping that chin tucked so that we keep our back straight here. Trying to keep our hips parallel to the front of the mat still. So we're trying not to shift our left hip back as we come back. So we're keeping that left hip planted on the ground, and then we're twisting over slowly, and we're using that right arm on the outside of the left leg to just hold that leg in place, hold that hip in place. Inhale, coming back forward, stretching that left leg out. We'll inhale, both arms up overhead, fold over both legs one more time. And this time, inhale, come halfway up, exhale, and really pull in on those transverse abdominis, those lower abdominal muscles, as you pull in and bring the head as close as you can towards the legs. Good. Inhale, slowly walk the hands back up. Bring the hands back behind us. Fingers can be pointed towards the body, or they can be pointed towards the outsides of the mat. Whatever is comfortable for your hands and keeping with your body structure. Then we're gonna either bring the soles of the feet to the mat or keep the legs out long, and we're just gonna find a reverse table or reverse plank here. So inhaling, pushing the hips up towards the sky, keeping the chin tucked here so the spine is still in line, reaching through the crown of the head, reaching through that tailbone in opposite directions. And gaze is just softly up. One more inhale, and then exhale, bring the hips back down. Keeping the soles of the feet on the mat, we'll bring the hands out in front. And then exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly roll all the way down to the mat, feeling every single vertebra on the way down. When you get there, inhale to a full body stretch. And then exhale, bring the hands or bring the knees into the body, rocking back and forth. Maybe finding a happy baby here, grabbing the soles of the feet. Maybe stretching one leg and then the other. Good. Slowly bringing the knees back into the chest. We'll inhale for one more full body stretch. So stretch the arms long one way, stretch the legs long the opposite direction. Take a full inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold that inhale at the top. Hold the inhale, hold the inhale. And exhale, let the exhale out. Let the hands fall down by the sides, slightly away from the body, palms face up. Let the legs relax. Let the sides of the feet fall towards the mat. Legs are a little wider than the hips. Chin is just gently tucked into the chest, keeping the spine straight all the way through the upper back. Finding our way down into Shavasana, finding our way down into relaxation, into a moment of peace. I'll do a small body rotation, a small Yoga Nidra practice, and then you can sit silently in Shavasana for just a minute or two. Find anything that you may need to keep you warm, blankets, bolsters, some extra clothing, some socks. And we'll start with the body rotation, as we always do, with the right hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, collarbone, armpit, right side body, right abdominals, right hip, right thigh, right knee, the lower right leg, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the right foot, the top of the right foot, the right big toe, first toe, second toe, third toe, pinky toe, left hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, the wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, collarbone, left armpit, left side body, left abdominals, left hip, left thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, the left big toe, first toe, second toe, third toe, pinky toe, both heels, both calves, the right glute, the left glute, the right lower back, the left lower back, the right mid-back, the left mid-back, the right shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade, the whole of the spine, the upper right back, the upper left back, the back of the neck, the back of the head, the top of the head, the forehead, the eyebrow center, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the right eyelid, the left eyelid, the right eye, the left eye, the right temple, the left temple, the right nostril, the left nostril, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right ear, the left ear, the right jaw, the left jaw, the upper lip, the tongue, the lower lip, the chin, the throat, the heart, the heart, the heart. Slowly starting to deepen the breath, wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling out the wrists and the ankles, slowly finding a full body stretch, stretching the arms long overhead and the feet along the opposite direction. Exhaling, bringing the knees into the chest, hugging them in there, maybe rocking back and forth gently. And then slowly coming down onto one side or the other, your left side or your right side. Slowly pausing here, reflecting on the practice, taking with you anything that will help you off the mat, and leaving behind anything that won't. Slowly make your way up to a seated position, the way we began. Making sure to stay with the breath here, moving slowly, maybe keeping the eyes closed or just having a soft gaze. I'd like to end practice today with one deep Om, 3 Shantis, and another Om. If you'd like to join me, please do. Inhale. Om. Shanti. 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 Om. The light within that exists within me sees and honors the light within each and every one of you. Together our practice is stronger. Namaste. Thank you all for sharing your journey with me tonight.